Whoa. Whoa. It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. What's going on? Dan Z, Gabe Moore. Whoa. Yeah. Effervescence. Brett, Sigmund, Bert, Stefan, Cyrus. What's going on? We are on a Thursday night, dude. It's that's what we're doing. I figured since we're not going to be able to build the pyramids, we should talk about whatever we want. Let me see. I think it's a little bright. I got my new light here. Let me see. Is that better or is that better? I don't know. I think that one, but maybe minus it, dude. Is that how that works, dude? Is that a minus? Oh, ooh, that's too crazy, dude. Oh, that's too blue. Oh, that defeats the purpose of it. All right, let's go right there. I think that one. Have a little color, dude. Oh. Well, what's going on? Oh, look, we got a bunch of members in here, dude. Epic. We got Brett, Cyrus, Keaton. Whoa, talk about J-Day. What's J-Day, dude? New glasses. Nope, these are my typicals. My prescription. What's J-Day, dude? It's like that scene from Adam Sandler, click where he changed the skin color. What's J-Day, dude? J-Day? Judgment Day. What's there to talk about, man? I'll leave Jordan Richter to talk about the Hajj himself, and that I got second-degree burns on my hands last night. Fell asleep with a candle, dude. I want to fall asleep with a candle, bro. It's weird. That's weird. Why you fall asleep with a candle in your hand, dude? Why are you falling asleep with a candle in your hand, man? Let's see. Is that? Let's see. I gotta figure this out a little bit. Let's see. Maybe it needs to be up a little. I don't know. It's blinding me, dude. It needs to be a little higher, I think. But to put the telescope on there. Pyramids weren't built. Maybe the Egyptians were more advanced than we thought we were. The pyramids weren't built. And the Malaysian Airlines disappearance was on my dresser. The pyramids weren't built. Maybe the Egyptians were more advanced. I don't think it was the Egyptians, dude. I think the Egyptians is a false lead. Grabbed hot metal tin was in paper. Dude, candles are dangerous, man. Candles are super toxic too, dude. Once you know what's up with candles, you'd never burn them again, dude. They're super bad for you, dude. Talk about breathing in a bunch of dirtiness, dude. That's candles. Let me put this. I got the extender here, dude. Wait a second. I need the extender here. This is too much. This is freaking me out, dude. Where's the extender? Is that the extender? No, where's the stick that it goes with? Did I lose track of the extender? Oh man. Where is the extender? Dude, can't find the extender, dude. I got too many things here. Ah, there's the extender. It's on the floor. There we go. I think that's gonna help us out here. All right, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Swing. All right. Swing and okay. It doesn't. Can't be. That's better, dude. There we go. Now we're making progress. All right, dude. Got a Lego store in Elk Grove, dude. Baja. From Baja, dude. Ever hurt your hands to where you need bandages? Yeah, dude. All the time, dude. Let's see, dude. So what's going on here, dude? Speaking of not building pyramids. Garden update. Garden update, dude. Get those seeds into the ground, dude. Get your starts going, dude. It's coming in quick. Coming in quick. I planted some. I harvested a bunch of my radishes yesterday and made pickled radishes. Viewer suggestion. Geronimo got sold the other day to Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. I will be have a replacement red cloud to go right here. I forgot to put it in there, but blanks. But Geronimo found a home in Minnesota, dude. And so Etsy link down below if you want to get some art, dude. And so anyway, I harvested a bunch of radishes yesterday, pickled them, and then jarred them so they're preserved, which was exciting. And then I planted today. I planted I planted another bed of these black radishes, and then some carrots and everything. So I'm trying to get it all paced out. I think I would do it. I'm going to do it a little different in the fall, because you get root vegetable season again. Because I got each of my radishes thing, I have like too many coming. They're coming in hot. Like I have a whole bunch. I have a whole nother plot of them ready to go, dude. But yeah, dude, been eating tons of radishes and eating the greens, and it's been doing wonders, man. It actually has improved my digestion, and it's got lots of fiber and vitamin C and antioxidants. Because when I get the radishes, out of the ground, I clean them up, and then I eat the greens first off the top of the radish. Then I eat the radish. So I'm getting full radish, and then eat some eggs from the chickens, and almost tying it all together. Like tonight, we sauteed up my wife sauteed up the greens, the radish greens from the ones I harvested the other day. They were really pretty good. And yeah, pickled radishes, dude. My first go at those, they came out really nice, dude. We'll see. They need to sit for a while in the pickling, dude. But my first run at them first taste was pretty good. I think I'd adjust the pickling a little bit, dude. But I'm kind of wishing that I had all my things sort of coming in together. Like there's not a sequence. Because I could handle some carrots. I wish I had some carrots right now too to throw in with the radishes. And the beets are starting to come up. I got turnips going. My peas are popping. And my strawberries are going good. And I'm just about to start putting all my seed trays to get those going. So those should be up and ready to plant in like 6 weeks. So yeah, dude, garden trying to eat my way through the chaos, dude. So I figured it's pretty hard to get that going. So how could I possibly build a pyramid now? Let's see what's going on. All right, I'll just answer questions. I just got some art yesterday. Got a Neil Blender art piece and a Gons piece. Super stoked, dude. Right on, Christopher. Should get an illusion piece, dude. Yeah, organic chicken eggs are the way to go, man. My carrots are popping. Carrots be popping, dude. Yeah, my carrots are starting to cruise up, dude. And would you slaughter the cow one day and freeze it? They're like our pets, dude. No, that was the condition that the cows were given to me on, was not to eat them. They have a right of return. The cows have a right of return before they get slaughtered. They get to. I have to call the previous cow's owners and talk to her and see if she wants them back first. Nah, they're my friends. They're my friends, dude. The next batch of goats I would definitely eat though, dude. Oh, you got it years ago. I also got a shirt and a coffee cup. There you go, Christopher. Which piece did you get? I always wonder how the piece of where they went. Send me a picture, will you? I'd love to see them on the wall, dude. Oh, I appreciate you, Christopher. I'm stoked you got some gons to accompany it, dude. What's going on, Isaiah Approach? So yeah, dude, we're in the midst of it all, dude. So we got our first baby rattlesnake on the back. I had to do it in, dude. The baby rattlesnake. I wasn't ready with my snake catching gear yet, dude. It got its head lopped off, dude. Those baby rattlesnakes are sketchy, dude. It came right up to the back door. I almost stepped on it, dude. I was like, dude, you're gonna have to go. It kind of goes against my whole thing, but the babies are tough, man. But yeah, the snakes are popping out, the black widows are popping out, everything's popping all of a sudden, like in the last week, dude. It warmed up. Not hot, but springtime war, dude. I got a desert hack. All right, a desert hack. I just got here. How's everyone doing? We're good, man. We're just chilling. We're on a chilling vibe. I don't sense any rants about anything too pertinent, dude. It's all been ranted about before, dude. Oh yeah. It'll come sooner. I mean, dessert hack. Oh, yeah. Is it possible personal relationships will be better in the past, providing stimulus to build? Is it possible personal relations? Keaton Pressler, dude. Pamela Center, good to see you, dude. I mentioned last stream I'm getting some property here soon. One of my dilemmas is I'm ignorant on how to build fencing, chicken house, a shed, whatever it may be. What do you recommend? Well, the chickens, it's pretty easy to build them a chicken coop, dude. So the way I have mine set up is I have the chicken coop, right? Like I built like a chicken coop. It's probably like you could probably get by with like 3 pieces of plywood, steel bar, and some corrugated. It's probably $120, $150 to build a nice chicken coop. But then I have mine enclosed in like the chicken coop, and then there's like a wire room for them to hang out in. And then they are in another like fenced area. But that was already here. It's like chain link. At first I was doing the free range chickens, but the chickens will go thrash your garden, man. That was what the chickens are like the goats, dude. They aim for what you're aiming for. They are very much about getting up and thrashing your garden. Like that was like when I finally, but I clipped all their wings. When I finally clipped their wings was when they got into my strawberry beds and just tore up my strawberry beds. I was like, nah, dude. So I clip all my chickens' wings, but I also have them in a pretty secure thing, and then I lock them up every night. Like every night I go out and lock them up if you email me, I'll send you some pictures on what I got going. It's not that hard. and then once you're up and running with the chicken infrastructure, dude, they're pretty easy, man. It's just, and clipping their wings is easy. The first time's a little like, I don't know, but then after you do it the first time, you're like, oh, okay, I got it, dude. And then once they kind of like get the vibe, like they know where to go at night, they hang out, and then you kind of just get a new batch. Every 6 months, I'll get like 6 more chickens because they'll die or things will happen to them, dude. But the main batch of chickens we've had like 2.5 years now, dude. So 70 billion chickens each year slaughtered for consumption. I don't really need to like slaughter our chickens. They provide enough eggs for 27.22 billion chickens in the world. Makes sense, dude. I mean, we've got 20 of them ourselves, dude. Grateful Dead acid stories are old hat, Jake. There's plenty of videos of that stuff, dude. Maybe. I don't know, dude. Keaton called the tune, dude. But yeah, dude, but my one thing I'll tell you, Keaton, stay away from chicken wire. Get the small 1/4-inch square grid stuff, dude. It's way easier to use. It looks way better, and it keeps the critters out. Because at the end of the day, like with the chickens, you got to realize, I don't know where you are, but for us, like critters come and eat the chicken feed. So you get like sort of a mouse population around your chicken coops, which sort of sucks. But if you put the 1/4-inch wire on the floor and on the sides, and then band it with a strip of like 4-inch metal flashing, you pretty much make your thing critter proof, dude. But you're not going to do much if some big giant critter wants to come, like a bear wants to come and eat your chickens. Not much you're doing it. What trips me out about the chickens though is how, like, at night they are clueless, dude. They are because I went out there the other night and had to deal with them, and they're like clueless, dude. Like there's something like a switch flips off when it gets dark. They just sit on their roost till the sun comes up, man. Oh, Keaton. I'm near Omaha, Nebraska. I just hope I don't lose any in winter. Dude, I will tell you, the chickens do pretty good. You know what you can do then if you're a wintertime guy in Omaha is I bet you just insulate your coop. It's recommended not to put the heat lamps in there though. More chickens. Most people lose their flock from heat lamp fires, dude. Yeah, chickens can handle the cold. We don't do anything with like our first winter. We were straight up like newbies, and we were all concerned about that. And then we got smart and we're like, they acclimatize, they molt and get their winter feathers on, and as long as they don't get wet, as long as they can stay fluffy, they're pretty good. And you just close them in the wintertime, dude. Our chick, it gets cold enough here, but not yeah, dude. Mice problem eating the food. Yeah, any mice are just a problem, dude. But if you get those, I've gotten my murdering skills are pretty up to par with the invasive species. Like I get the buckets with that they climb up and fall in the trap. I got a bunch of those. And then I put the flat ones where they can walk in the side. I don't do the snap traps anymore. That stuff's stupid. That's like rookie mice catching 101 is the snap traps. The ones that work really good are the square boxes, and they just walk in the side. You put a little treater in there, dude. Mice will live in the insulation. Yeah, but you got to like double insulate it, dude. You know what I mean? You got to put a sheet it on. You got to build it like a house, dude. They like getting up in the grain for the cows. Yeah, dude. We keep everything. We keep all our stuff locked in 5-gallon buckets, dude, with the twist tops. So like, yeah, the swim buckets. Well, you know what's cool with catching the mice is if you drowned them in the buckets, the chickens will eat them, dude. It's chicken food, dude. That's the upside. The chickens will eat them, dude. Which is a bonus of catching the mice. Especially if you catch a bunch of them. Like I'll catch a bunch of them in the traps where they jump over the thing, and then yeah, I don't do any of the black fly stuff, dude. Okay, here, dude. Okay, I'll say I just got your email, Keaton. I'll send you some pictures for sure. I'm not tomorrow because I gotta go. I'm on the road tomorrow, but this weekend I'll send you some pictures. But if I haven't sent any by Sunday, just send me another email going, "Hey, where are those pictures, dude?" And I'll get it. It's pretty easy. If you're handy with a saw, that's about a saw and a screw gun, you should be able to handle it, dude. And then you just aim it so the wind, whichever your prevailing wind is, blows on the back side of it. And then they'll just sit there and they hang out, dude. Like the chickens are cool, man. They're waiting. They're waiting. They know you're coming, dude. Yeah, the chickens are intense, dude. I'm just, as I always jokingly say, I'm glad they're not 10 feet tall, dude. They would be, imagine if the world that the chickens were 10 feet tall. It'd be super scary, dude. More talents out vids. Okay, you got it. I'm working on it, dude. I actually made the art vid today. I finally pulled my gimbal out of the Lego room, dude. Probably I don't believe in dinosaurs though, dude. I think the dinosaurs are a hustle, man. I think all of it's a hustle at this point. I went to the local museum here with Al today. It was pretty rad. The Kernville Historical Society Museum. It's funny, they don't have any pictures of the dudes building the tunnels, dude, through the mountains. The 15-mile long tunnel. They don't have any photos of the Con Edison. So wait, there's a book Stealing Copper. Just a second, there was a book. Here it is. Men of Copper and Steel, dude. Yeah, I had to add that to the cart, right? Dude, there's one left, dude. Let me see, dude. Is that a used one? Hold on, dude. I saw this at the museum, dude, and I'm super curious about it, dude. So let me just take care of this really quickly here, dude. Hold on, dude. Yeah. Sorry. All right, dude. Bam. Boom. Okay. So yeah, we went to the local museum, dude. It was pretty good. We shows how you do stuff. You know what the thing is with Braden Davidson 55 with the show you how you do stuff videos is, unfortunately, all those videos you see, most of that stuff's a hustle because it's almost impossible to stop and set up cameras to do most of that stuff, dude. Like they all have like another dude following them around with a camera. You just don't see, it looks like there's somebody, it looks like they're just setting up tripods. But I don't know how you get anything done if you're gonna set it. It's like that, dude. Because doing this all pretty much on the thing, you kind of just move from one thing to another. Like today I was working in the garden, right? And all of a sudden Al comes up, it's like, let's go practice baseball. So we went in the back, we're practicing baseball. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go make my art video for my art to sell my art. I got like done with that. And then I was like, oh, I gotta go take this piece of art that's sold to the post office. I came back. I was like, oh, I gotta finish these doors for this sliding thing for this like grow setup I'm doing. And then like I finished that, and then I went out to go check on my chickens, and the crows had swiped some eggs. So I was like, I got to redo the door and put like a little hatch in there. And then right when I came in to relax, was like at the end of the day, was like the baby rattlesnake. I had to kill that, and then it was time to go feed the animals. And in that process, nothing would have gotten done if I'm setting up a camera. Like it's almost impossible. I don't know how any of those people make any of those videos, dude. It's pretty tough, dude. But and then it's very time consuming, and I don't know if there's the cost ratio benefit analysis of it all is tricky. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying though. When I can, I do. Like I have 2 videos in edit right now from from our rock hounding trips. Yeah, it's tricky, dude. No, I try to film it, but it's like I'm telling you, with an operation like this, you'll be heading to go do something, and then you'll see something out of the corner of your eye that takes priority. You're like, I got to go do that really quick. Or like today, when I was feeding the animals this evening, I was like, oh, I got to go water the other strawberry beds. And then I was over there watering the strawberry beds. And then like, I gotta like it's almost like I gotta get one of those like helmet cams. I need actually a helmet cam. If I had good enough, if I had connectivity enough, I'd put a helmet. I just live stream all day long. I just live stream it with the helmet cam. But living out in that is the duality of living out in the country, dude, is the connectivity is not good enough for you can't do it, dude. I've tried, man. Trust me, I've tried, dude. When I get like, even you see it even froze up now, and that's because I'm just far enough away from the Starlink router or whatever it is, dude. Do they make houses for animals besides birds? Yeah, they're called barns, dude. They're called barns, dude. They make full-on houses for animals. They're called barns, dude. Normally I relocate the rattlesnakes, but I don't have a tube set up, dude. Normally I'll have like a PVC pipe, a 3-inch PVC pipe with with one end sealed up on it. That's an 8-foot piece. And I'll put it down, but I didn't have any of that. And it was one of those, dude. I was like hesitant. My wife's like, dude, you gotta like take it out, dude. Was solar. I didn't get solar as an investment, dude. I got solar as a reality of power. You get what I'm saying? Like, so the investment thing is like, yeah, I have power, and it pays for it. It pays for itself, man. You know what I mean? Like in that sense, I'm in California, right? So power rates are always going to go up. Or like now when they turn off the power for for maintenance or fire issues, like I always have power. Like I don't lose power ever, dude. So even in a storm or whatever it is. So on that level, was it worth it? Absolutely. In that sense of I ain't tripping on it anymore. Like I don't. Yeah, I got the batteries, the whole thing. I should make a video about it, dude. Yeah, no, it's and it basically comes out to be about what the power bill costs anyhow, maybe a little bit more on the thing. You know what I mean? So like I don't have a bill with Edison, but I got a my electric loan bill. But if you know, if you buy it outright, you're stoked, dude. The firewood's a win, dude. Yeah, we didn't turn on our heater once, dude. It takes a little bit of dialing because we unfortunately our windows are lame. But if you get the blackout curtains, dude, they do a lot to keep it all going, dude. Howard introduced me to you. He is now peacefully in heaven, dude. Well, God bless Frank Howard, man. Well, glad you're here, Pamela Center. Um, yeah, so that I mean that's the thing is like I said, my goal is to try to be as undependent on the outside world as possible, but I'm super dependent upon it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like so for us, like power with the batteries, like we push power into the grid. I think we're like you can't beat Edison, dude, like on that level. Like Edison wins, but we don't give Edison anything at this point, dude. You know what I mean? So it's a plus like that. And like I said, dude, like the power will be out, we'll be on, dude. We never lose power, which is nice, man. It's and then it's that thing of we're not sweating it, man. Peace of mind, dude. I'll tell you that it was it worth the investment. Yeah, peace of mind in that sense. Because there's no way at the end of the day, there's no way really like to the power's not going to get any cheaper from the grid. I will say the one thing that like I would if I was to like redo some stuff, like I would definitely not have any nat propane. Like I have a propane water heater and a propane dryer. If I could eliminate those from the system, that would be good and get those all onto the electric, dude. Like that's what's sort of interesting. Yeah, wood stove, wood fireplace, dude. And the stove, yeah, the stove's on gas too, dude. But that's negligible, dude. But I wouldn't mind not. I would like gas, like it's kind of expensive, dude. You know? I'm looking for a bowl cut sponsor, dude. Who's gonna come in and sponsor the bowl cut, dude? Um, do you think you'll travel anywhere this summer, dude? I like the camp and desert videos. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to get out of here in the next couple of weeks. Dude, we got Little League, dude, right now, dude. We're like Little League's locked in till the end of May. Like Little Leagues are go to the Sea Otter Classic. What's the Sea Otter Classic? I'm not a travel to go to do things kind of guy. I'm a travel to not do things kind of guy. Um Yeah, the skater interviews, they were I miss them too, dude. But when you can, you can. That was sort of a time, dude. There was sort of a time that was going on, man. Who's the last skater I interviewed, dude? Trying to think, dude. I forget. Praise be, dude. No, dude. Done. Richie Jackson too was a long time ago. Gravatt. Nah, it was. I don't know who it was, dude. It might have been an Elijah number two. Wasn't Guy. It might have been Ave. I don't know, dude. I forget. It's in my Rolodex, dude. 4-day bicycle event in Monterey, dude. Oh, yeah. No, I get it, Jory. Yeah, that's not my kind of stuff, dude. The coolest geologist I know, dude. Do you guys run in the coyotes or lions down in your neck of the woods? Yeah, the yotes are here. So are the mountain lions and stuff. We see the yotes. They stay ever since we got the cows. They don't really come around anymore, dude. And the cardiel would be all time, dude. Someone should put that together, dude. Ah, nah, dude. I did someone after Juicy, dude. Wait, hold on, dude. Those were a long time ago then, dude. Let me see. Uh, Let me see. Where's my playlists? Where's the interviews playlist, dude? Oh, there's Craig Foster. Dude. I forgot about that one. Akko, Ave, Richie, Guy, Lee. I think it was Leo Romero, dude. Was the last one. I mean, Jordan doesn't count because he's my bro, but I'm pretty sure it was Leo Romero because I had a owl at the time, dude, and I think we went. It's funny. I haven't seen this list before. I mean, in a long time, dude. Huh. I think it was Leo Romero, dude. I think it was Leo Romero, man. To be technical, dude. Yeah. No balls, no nuts. I'm sitting on a ton of footage, dude. Did you ever get the Jaws Lego? Yes, I did, dude. We've been building it over on the Lego channel, dude. We did get the Jaws. I got to do a review of it. That's coming, dude. It's on deck. We're trying to make it happen, dude. You know, things get in the way, dude. Life's been well. It seems like we're kind of over the hump this so far, dude. Everything's kind of mellowed out. Leo's mustache bums me out. I don't know. Um, no balls, no nets. Yeah, well, if you caught the other day, I umpired. I like umpired a baseball game the other day, dude. Talk about full balls, all balls, very few strikes, dude. All balls, very few strikes, man. It's funny with we were playing the team we were playing. It was their first game of the season, dude. They were having a tough go at it, dude. They're throwing a lot of wild pitches, dude. And then our team, I made a bunch of kids on our team because I called strikes on them, dude. They got struck out, dude. They were mad for a hot second, dude. It was good. But yeah, no, so I'm officially now that I've broken my cherry with umpiring, I'm not afraid to do it anymore, dude. But I will tell you, dude, the thing with youth sports, the kids are great, but there's always like a lunatic parent, man, that won't volunteer to do anything and insists on being total douchebags, dude. It's very weird, dude. It's so I don't think I've checked in with you guys since then. So it was the opening day of baseball was a week ago. Was Saturday, dude. This last Saturday was the first day of baseball. What day is it, dude? Was it just this last Saturday? I guess it was. It was just this last Saturday. So it was the opening day of Little League, right? And I'm on the board, right? So we're playing, dude, and my wife's the dugout mom. I'm doing pitch counts. I got 2 counters to count pitches for each team, dude. And one of the kids' grandparents volunteered to be the umpire, right? So he umpired the game. He's never umpired anything. Dude's like 70, bro. He's umpiring, and some parent is over there like talking smack, right? Like talking smack. So I go over there, I go, hey man, like, I don't know who's over here hassling the umpire, but we're not doing that. Like, you can't be hassling the umpire. It's not cool. And this dude super like gets mouthy with me. And I go, look, man, it's not cool. And I go, you know what? This is what sent him over the edge. I looked at him and I go, you can volunteer to be an umpire too, dude. Like, we definitely need volunteers. And he got super pissed. And then, so on our team, one of the board members is the coach's wife, but she's gnarly, dude. She's rad. She's super gnarly. She just went over and like told him. And then the dude got lippy, called her a bitch, and also got super like in her face about stuff, called her all sorts of names. So then she was like, we're calling the sheriffs on you, dude. And then we were like, just let's call the main board guy, dude. And he came over and they're like, look, dude, if you don't, you're out of here, dude. And the thing is like, cause so when I talk to the umpires, I go, dude, you're the umpire, you're in charge. I go, dude, literally, dude, go talk to the coach of whoever's giving you a hard time and tell the coach if they don't stop, you're forfeiting the game, dude. You can shut the game down. You're the umpire, dude. Don't hesitate, dude. Don't take any grief, man. You're a volunteer. It's very weird. I will tell you, dude, like, youth sports is the kids are rad. The people that are volunteering to coach and do the stuff are rad. The people that aren't rad are the complainers that won't volunteer for anything, dude. I was talking to one of the coaches the other day, called me during the live stream and called me like, I need an umpire. I can't get anyone to umpire, like, because the parents are crazy. And I was like, look, dude, like, tell the parents you got to forfeit the game if they're not going to step up and umpire, dude. Like, it's very, I don't get it. And then you just really do see like the rot of like, at one thing, it's definitely not about the kids because they're 9, dude. I would get it if they're 16 and it's super like serious and they're like, they might be getting a college scholarship or whatever for playing baseball and being good, and having an umpire blow it for them is like a big deal. But they're 9, dude. Like, they can barely throw strikes and they're still like a little like not sure about how plays and stuff. Like, well, what do you rouse? Everyone's learning, dude. So, but now that I've kind of gone around the corner of it, like, I'm sort of into it, dude. It's very trippy. What do you think we will look like as a country? What is your best scenario in your opinion, post-Trump era? How do we get beyond this large scale, beyond the homestead? Shout out Flagstaff, dude. Flagstaff in the house, dude. It's funny. I was telling, when I was living in McConnell dorm in Flagstaff, dude, I was telling a story the other day to my wife. The people who aren't rad are the ones who don't volunteer for anything. Sounds like life. Yeah. It's always the way it is the biggest complainer are the ones who don't show up, dude. NAU Lumberjacks, go, dude. Dark Sky City, dude. Ego beyond local, dude. Listen, man, it's again is I mean, it's a whole different subject. I think I kind of hit on it last live stream about the thing of where I see this going is those of us who have retreated to the homesteads and the country and the farms and are homeschooling our children and accumulating books for our libraries and trying to sustain ourselves and actually know what is in the Constitution. We're going to have to reform the republic after the empire falls, dude. Like I don't see any way out of this. Like this mess, the stuff that's going on right now, dude, wait till the tide changes, dude. So I'm a firm believer that that's your number one job is to prepare for the abundance. Understand that we're going to have to go through some weird patch first, and hopefully we won't get swept by the psychosis that is the Wetiko. Again, if you ask me what I really think about it, it's Wetiko, dude, the collective mind virus. We have a sickness in our society, and denial is making us sicker, and there's not much you can do about it except sweat it out, man. You know, don't dispel. Yeah, it's again as I don't think much about Skynet, dude. I don't really think that's the problem with any of this stuff. I'm not, the technology and stuff doesn't worry me, dude. Well, we always change. Look, Ego Jones. What I would say is this: is you have to be the change you hope to see in the world, right? Like you have to be the first one to change. If you can't change yourself, how could you expect anyone else to change? So the first person you got to figure out how to change is yourself. And again, is it's not easy, dude. It is not easy to change yourself. It is every day, every night I go to sleep going, I'm going to wake up in the morning and do like stretches and I never do, dude. Like, but I will tell you one thing that is it's incrementalism, dude, is the one thing that's really I've noticed calmed me, like brought my temper is I go out in the garden and I take off my shoes and I slow everything down and I try to take as much time as possible in the garden and slow it down with my food. I try to, and I've noticed the food is the garden is responding. And then and that's like, to me, I've noticed that so I get myself grounded. I make sure I take off my shoes most of the time when I plant, when I harvest, and I try to get into the space, the oneness of it all, and check it all out. And it's changing me. And I would say that's like it is if I could look at one thing. I remember back in like, I don't know, 12 years ago, there was this dude who was this black dude who was talking about the food deserts. And he was like, anyone who's claiming civil rights, or this was right before all the real weird 2020 like race riot stuff. This was like 8-9 years before that. And he was saying, look, dude, if we're not, food is your number one thing that you can affect change with in your life, like what you put into your body food wise. And the food that we have, even if we're going organic from the market, is nutrient deficient, dude, right? And so that's why you kind of got to grow as much as you can on your own, because you have the ability to get it nutrient efficient. And when you eat the food you're growing, it does connect you to the whole thing. It's really fascinating. And I've this year I'm making a conscious effort to do it not from a place of like rush, but trying to be like in motion with it, dude. I guess like I've definitely slowed it all down, and I'm reaping the benefits of it. Like it's and so when I think about like how can you have a healthy nation eating unhealthy food? And I don't know how to convince anyone that that's the number one issue in the United States of America is our precious bodily fluids and the food we eat, dude, i.e. water. I'll always say, like the number one thing that we need to be concerned about is pure drinking water, and that is not what and the food supply, and that is not what our leaders are doing. Nowhere in there has the goofy dude from Florida, Mr. Trump, said anything about growing your own food. And until we have people that that convince all of us that that is the most important thing you could possibly do to alter the reality of this nation, of your family, of yourself, is getting in charge of the food that you ingest by growing as much of it as possible, dude. And I fail at this constantly, but like, generally speaking, like it's funny. So, all right, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So Al was at baseball practice the other day, and they were doing a thing with the coach had something going on where the kid who could hit the most of these little like teeny little balls that he would bounce off the thing with this bat, whichever kid could do the most in the row would win. And Al won. And in order to win, he got a candy bar. And the coach was like, is there any kind of candy bar you can't have? And Al says, I can't have soy. And he didn't mean like he was allergic to it. He's like, we don't touch soy, dude. Right. And the funny thing is I went up to the coach. I go, did you get him any candy bar you want? I go, and so we were driving back and we were talking about it. I go, so what kind of candy bar do you want? He's like, I don't know, dude. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, and then I realized talking to him, Owl, my son, has never really had a candy bar, dude, from like the store. Like we get the Lilies and the weird, I'll make my own weird coconut organic chocolate stuff first. But we don't do candy here. Like he's never he's had at Halloween, he's had some and not even at Halloween, dude, but like from like the extra, because we don't do trick or treat. We don't do any of that stuff. We don't do any of the candy stuff, dude. So, but it was fascinating because he was like, I don't even know what candy bars I would ask for, dude. Because the coach is like, what kind of candy bar you want? He was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. Like it was trippy, dude. I was super stoked. I was like, this is amazing. Like my child has no idea what kind of candy bars are available at the supermarket. No clue. Zero clue. Like, yeah, he's had like a Hershey's Kiss but we keep it all like to that like organic monk fruit type of stuff, dude. It was very interesting. So what I'm getting at is even though like the food thing is like I fail at it. I eat way too much cheese, dude. Like I'm super lazy about it. But I will tell you, dude, is I can tell the difference. I started harvesting my radishes, the first crop that I could start harvesting like 10 days ago. I can tell the difference from eating them. Yes. Dark chocolate. Well, yeah, but the dark chocolate, you're gonna go chocolate, but most of that stuff, like anything Hershey's, that's not even chocolate, dude. That's like have you seen the Minecraft movie? No, dude, we don't do that stuff either, dude. Where does anyone have? I don't know where anyone has time to like see any of this stuff anymore, dude. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. So if you ask, going back to the thing is we'll know when the real deal shows up, because the first thing they'll talk about is taking control of your food situation. And they will have a policy organized. Like I said, if people were asking me, well, what would you like? How would you know if Trump was the real deal? And I would go, the first thing you do would by executive order change all of the zoning laws so that it encourages people to rip up their grass and grow organic food, dude. Like in all the municipalities, like it's like most people don't know is like zoning laws and HOAs don't let you do that, dude. You're required to have grass and stuff, dude. People should not be allowed to grow ornamental stuff. I mean, they can. I'm not a fascist, or a commie or authoritarian, but Like people should be encouraged, like municipal. There should be trees of fruit and vegetables all over. Like cities ought to be like growing landscaping with edible food products. I don't understand it personally. I don't know why us as a society have not gone as advanced, like, and we're not that advanced, but I mean, we have like water everywhere and we're using it for lawns when it should be growing like food. And a lot like people understand like dandelions, for example, dandelions. People view those as weeds. Dandelions are super like high antioxidant, vitamin C, all sorts of good. You can eat the flowers, you can eat the leaves and salads, you can make teas out of the roots. I mean, that's if you have a lawn that has not been infiltrated with glyphosates and stuff. But like, yeah, like that's what I mean is like we don't teach ourselves the abundance that we have, and we don't live in an edible abundance. So how are we going to change anything, dude? How can we expect to change a system when we're just stuck in this weird food limbo, dude? I don't know. I see that as the if you wanted to change this nation for the better, that's where you would start, is the food situation. And you would encourage people to grow food, and you would offer listen, if this system was real, you would offer rebates on health insurance premiums and stuff for eating and growing your own and taking supplements and stuff. Like, dude, like I pay the same premiums on my health insurance as someone who's 55 and is obese and smokes cigarettes and like you know what I mean? Like, and drinks. Like I'm sober, I don't smoke, I'm healthy and fit. I tend to eat as much organic food as possible. I don't eat a lot of sugars, though I do sneak a little. And I pay the same health insurance as someone who's overweight, unhealthy. I should be getting discounted. Like that's what I mean. That could all be handled by like a leader that like actually believe like, but they got that dipshit in their RFK going, oh, talk. I don't need you talking about red food dye. I need you to encourage me to encourage people to be healthy by making it cost effective to be healthy. It should cost me less because I'm investing in my own spacesuit, right? I'm investing in myself, dude, by eating. So why should I have to pay what everybody else pays for health insurance? I should be getting a deal, dude. I should be getting tax breaks for trying to like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like I try to talk to people about the food thing that they falls on, and I live in a conservative area and it falls on deaf ears, dude. That's what I'll say, dude. Like when you see patriots in line at Burger King, how patriotic are you, dude? How patriotic are you if you're a MAGA person in a fast food? Like I haven't eaten fast food in like for real eating it like at least a decade. A decade, dude. I haven't drank a high fructose corn syrup soda in I don't know. I couldn't tell you, dude. I did wedge some chocolate eclairs like 3 weeks ago, though. I can't own that, dude. I did deviate. But what I'm saying is like there is like if we were truly like a nation that was concerned about itself, there would be no longer would be any fast food establishments. Like that stuff would all go to the wayside. You know what I mean? But it's not. People are just wedging. I don't even know what do they sell at those places, dude. Tacos and you know whatever. Like I'm not one to like we throw our pizzas in the oven, dude. The type of stuff, dude. So I'm not one to say I'm perfect, dude, on any level, but I'm trying. So it goes back to the thing you were saying is that the hardest thing to change is yourself, dude. So you can't expect a community to change. You can barely expect your family to change because you can barely change. And that's what I'm getting at is everyone's got to stop looking over there to change things. It's not in Washington, it's not in your state capital. It's literally at your dining room table, dude. if you can get a hold of, if you can figure out how to like get the revolution at your dining room table, dude, maybe you'll get somewhere, dude. And I get it, it's a battle, dude. Like I homeschool a child, dude. It's not easy, dude. You know, but he was studying Eli Whitney in the cotton gin today, dude. So you know it's interesting. I saw the next thing on his history thing is the Enemies and Aliens Act is the next thing on his thing. I was like, oh, that's timely, perfect, dude. So we're gonna study the what is it? Where is it? Where is this thing? Where is this book? Oh, where is this textbook? Oh, here it is. What are we studying next? I thought this was what's going on, Ziggy Start. I started garden with my students. We're planting strawberries. Good for you, man. The Alien and Seditions Acts. We're literally studying that tomorrow, dude. The Alien and Sedition Act, dude, which is fitting because that's how long ago it was. It was like in the late 1700s, dude. So we're studying that, which is dude. HVAC lived off burger, Big Macs, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm with you, Far, dude. Trust me, dude. I lived on Totino's pizza and Oreo cookies and Slim Jims for and beer for decades. But that's not the point. We're talking about affecting change, dude. And again, is we can do ourselves dirty. I don't know, dude. Like watching my parents at the end of their life health condition is alarming, dude. Like alarming, dude. So, you know, I think it behooves us to look, Owl will move through the system a way healthier person than and he's still like, we still don't do right by him, dude. You know what I mean? Like we do we pick our battles, but like fasting is something I do not do. Yeah, I'm right with you, Far Out Aliens. Yeah, dude, it's incremental, dude. Like, look, when I got sober, dude, I was eating pint tubs of ice creams, Totino's pizza, Oreo cookies. I didn't begin to clean up my diet till I met my wife. And that was a little bit, but when I had Owl, when he was a little baby and we were like, all right, we're doing this whole no sauce lifestyle, the no microwaves. And I was growing. That's when I started the garden, was to feed Owl organic food from the garden. And it all started because I wanted to grow him strawberries, because even organic strawberries, all the stuff gets into the pits. So I was like, I started with strawberries to feed my son, who was a baby, the purest food possible. And I remember sitting there making him pure food with my wife and being like, why would I not do that for myself? Like that was my realization about the food I ate. I was like, I'm totally dedicated to trying to feed my child the cleanest food possible. And I was like, why am I? So I'm going to feed him clean food. And no, that was like when it really clicked in. So I've been on that movement for a while, dude. But I'm still far from, like I said, dude, cheese is brutal, dude. Dairy products are brutal on you, dude. You know what I mean? Nothing better than eating it right out of the dirt. Like if it, like, that's the thing. Like I look at it, like I don't eat consistently. Like my wife made a rad dinner tonight though, dude. We had our radish greens sauteed with some broccoli and some fish. And in the sense that God's grace transformed, that is true, dude. But I think the interesting thing is, I don't know how, like, I understand this is something I think a lot about with like going to church and stuff is is if you're created in God's image and your body is your temple and your tuning fork and your connectivity, and we're bioelectrical units, and the mineral content of our bioelectrical unit and our hydration is what makes us function and be clean and spiritual. Like it seems to me that like part of like being tuned into God is having your spacesuit be operating at the very best level possible. And it seems to get, it's very tough for me because I see a lot of pastors that don't eat well. And I'm like, it's weird. It's like, yeah, you got to pick your fight. I get it, but it seems to me if you like it, there's a lack of understanding of what our spacesuits are. Like that's what I mean is like if we're created in God's image, how come like as Christians, like I can only speak as Christians right now. How come as Christians we don't investigate our body more? And realize like how important our and if we were created in God's image and our bodies are bioelectrical, like bioelectrical, that they're vibrating and they're part of the electromagnetic spectrum, that we don't reverse understand our reality a little bit better, dude, when we understand like as my last pastor said before he left, Pastor Ben, was like, you can't be a Christian if you don't believe in supernatural. And meaning that because God is constantly showing you his supernatural ability. And Jesus expressed it fundamentally, dude. Like if you're denying supernatural presence, you're kind of denying the resurrection and all of that. But what I'm getting at, because it's bioelectrical, dude, it is holographic. It is molecules in a state of temporary existence based upon their vibratory frequencies, dude. You get what I'm saying? So like if we're created in God's image and we're not exploring what that creation is on a deeper level, I think it's denying us a level of connectivity with with what's around us, dude. And that's why I trip on the whole food thing about like preachers not really getting the congregation to like eat clean and exercise and be like healthy, dude. It seems to me if you were a pastor conveying the word, you would want the people that are hearing the word that is being transmitted to you via electromagnetic waves, i.e., waveforms of vocal, and you're reading, which is you're using electromagnetic waves to and your eyes to read the word, that you would want your people's, your flocks ability to understand this electromagnetic energy to be at the highest level, which means you wouldn't want them to have a bunch of toxins in their body, and you would want their body operating on the fullest level possible. If that makes any sense, dude. Go into the earth and see a rock, and there I am. Yeah, the universe is contained in a mustard seed, dude. Let me see. I say humbly, brother, I've watched and turned in for years. Consider going to an Orthodox church. It's the oldest. Yeah, I'm a little like again is where two or more gathered, there he is, man. I appreciate what you're saying, although I can't read your name. Like I get where you're coming from. Bell frequencies. Yeah, I'm all about the bells, dude. No, I get what you're saying. I do. I know. I understand what you're saying about the or. I'm more like I said, institutions by their very nature are tough tough situations when all institutions are based upon people, right? So like any of the pathways with, let's just say, the pathways with, I mean, look at the Reformation, right? Look at Martin Luther and the Reformation and the whole thing, and look at the amount of trippiness that has happened between the factions of Christianity, right? And you could argue that there's a definite argument to made that one is and one isn't, and this and that, and you look at this whole thing, and that's what I'm very wary of groups of people that have chosen to leave their discernment up to an ideological narrative, dude, that is strictly inherent to anything. And again, I'm a member of the Southern Baptist Church, but I still Jay Dyer, dude. Yeah, it's no, that's what I'm meaning is I think it's a broader brush. Again, is is I get my whole thing is it's attraction versus promotion, right? Discernment's huge. And yeah, that's where I think that discernment's the key to the whole thing. Again, as a person who does not read as much as the word as I should, I have to thoughts about parasites, Black Bear. Um, I don't know, dude. How do we know the difference between discernment and ego? Well, those are just, I mean, by the very nature of discernment, that's the whole point, right? Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, that's no, I get the whole I get Christ as head of the church, but then most people think church is a building, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not convinced of the building. Again, listen, I got huge issues with 501c3 stuff, dude. Like, you know, you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. Like, I tend to steer away from, again, is what's kept me in the church is the people, right? Like, there's a good group of people at our church that I see God acting in their lives, right? Like, I see them, and that, so that's sort of where I'm at. Like, I don't really have an issue with any. I will tell you what sold me as a Southern Baptist was they admitted they were wrong about civil rights, and I was like, okay, I can accept like, again, like, yeah, I know it's the search for the truth. I really do. My whole thing is to be able not to be rigid, man, and to actually have faith that God is orchestrating my life, even though it seems like sometimes it's parasites love sugar. I'll tell you that much, Black Bear. That is the truth, dude. Parasites love the sugar, man. That's the one thing. If you truly clean up your diet, and sugar's in everything, dude. That's the trip, dude. Sugar's in everything, man. Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, but even yeah, the processed food candy. Yeah, we don't really mess with that stuff, but still, dude, you get a lot of sugar, dude. I mean, like, you think about, like, how much sugar's in an apple, dude. I mean, that's, like, it's a better sugar than the fake sugars, dude, but we have to police others, big churches to come to power. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not about policing others, dude. I like I said, dude, it's hard enough to police myself, dude. It's hard enough to be and maintain grace and dignity in my own hula hoop, more or less, getting into other people's hula hoops and being like, you over there, dude. Like, that's what I mean about the contracts and all that stuff is we have to make sure that we're operating on the highest level of godliness so that we don't fall victim because the traps are everywhere, dude. We must pray. Exactly. There's tons of balls and nuts and everything. Yeah, dude. Praying with gratitude. Well, that was how I got through that's how I that was that I remember um listening to Paul McGuire talk about that. And that's what changed my whole back situation was I started praying with gratitude as if then being grateful for the journey and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's the interesting thing is how you pray is super important, man. Like, most people pray to have the problem solved, where I prayed for gratitude that the problem has been solved and that I'm grateful for the journey that got me through the problem and the problem which gave me the journey, right? Like that's the prayer for gratitude is to understand that, like, the problem was never the problem. It was how you were going to deal with it, dude. And you could either deal with it self-will, or you could let God deal with it and have you be an instrument of his grace, dude. And that's where I try to do the thing is to try to remember that it's up to me to remember that God's already solved the problem. I remember someone profoundly saying something to me early on in my when I had finally really understood that Jesus Christ was my personal savior. And I was like, how do you know you're saved, dude? And he was like, dude, God already knows if you've been saved, so just act accordingly, dude. And I was like, whoa. And he was like, yeah, dude, like, God already knows you've been saved, dude. So start acting like it, dude. And I was like, oh, oh, dude, yeah, that's it. Like, right. If you've been saved, like, God already knows that. Like, so even wherever you are on that journey of being saved, God already knows you've been saved. So, and that's why he's doing what he's doing is you're supposed to understand that you've already been forgiven, dude, if you're willing to admit that you need to be forgiven, dude. Um, all right, I'm gonna get going because I got to get up super early and drive down to. I got to do a road trip in the morning, dude. I will be recording from there, and so I'm gonna get going here. But listen, man, it's always good to hang out here. It was a super mellow one, dude. And I kind of like this one last question, mysterious man. All right, what do we got? Jan. God bless, much love, traveling mercenary. Traveling, and then name in the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Bless you, Hamish, and family and fans. Thank you. Yeah, no, I like this is a good talk. I've prayed to something in two different languages at the same time. Have no idea who I prayed to. I just asked for redemption. Well, then if you're asking for redemption, you know who you prayed to, right? Well, okay. Listen, Jan. All right, this isn't a super thing. This is the thing. The concept of believing is the denial of like truth almost. Like believing's a fake premise. Like you just have to like you said, because like, but you if you understand there is God, you don't need to believe in any, like it's not a believing thing. It's Crow says it's the best. What let me get this quote up, dude. Belief is the enemy of knowledge, dude, right? Belief is the enemy of knowledge. So if you're believing, you already contain the knowledge, dude. That's why, like, if you were created in God's image, like you already contain the knowledge of God. You don't need to believe in anything. That's the enemy, dude. That's what faith's about, dude. That's what this is all about. It's not about believing, because that's an intellectual process based upon your preconceived information, dude. What you need to know is the truth. It's all about the truth. That Jan, we'll circle back on this with a way more open at the beginning of a thought. I think you're asking a super important thing, because believing is what will get you stuck, because that gets you to look for Superman, dude. The truth doesn't have anything to do with belief, because you can believe a lie, right? Like, isn't that what a lie is? Someone convinces you of a lie, they got you to believe the lie, right? So you don't need to, believing's not going to get you. That discernment's not about believing something. Discernment's knowing that you've been endowed by your creator to know the truth, right? So I'm always wary of the word believe, dude. And that was my thing. Take things with a grain of salt on the internet. Yeah, exactly. Take things with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Again, is that's the thing, is any like you're, that's what discernment is you have to take all this stuff back to yourself and run it through the deprogramming, right? Because everybody's got a thing. That's why I try to stay very clear of saying it's this or that. That's why, like, because I know that there's people out there who have a different process. Like I've always said, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. The people that told me that it was, you either do this or you're doomed to hell, kept me away from God. The people that showed me through their own actions the grace and love and dignity of God brought me closer to God. You get what I'm saying? Is the fire and brimstone may be true, and for all intents and purposes it is true. It's all around us, but that's not why I'm attracted to God. I'm attracted to God because God is love and God loves me. Yeah, God is gnarly, dude, and is straight gnarly, but I have fear of life without God. When people say, like, I fear God, life without God. I don't fear God. I know God loves me. Why would I be afraid of that? I fear what I would be without God in my life, if that makes sense. God created it. Yeah, that's the interesting thing, right? Like, isn't that the story of Job, right? The devil said he could trick Job into not believing God, and God's like, no, Job will believe, and everything got taken from Job, and Job never turned his back on God, right? So it's that thing of, like, if we're stuck here in this material thing, it's very It's very tricky, dude, because this lower dimensional reality, again, this goes back to the food and the vibratory frequencies and being created in God's image. This down here is very, very tricky terrain to operate, and that's the game, dude. But with that said, thank you for hanging out with me. There's links down below if you guys want to get some t-shirts or some of this art back here, dude, and or PayPal or links or whatever you want, dude. It's a crowdfunded reality, dude. Ziggy Stardust. Don't forget to tip your umpires, dude. Thank you, Ziggy. And with that said, have a wonderful night. Use the name tags and remember that we are blessed. Good night.